Okay. Okay. Right. Good afternoon, Duncan, and welcome to this week's Deliberation. Great to have you.
Thank you. Very good to see you. Very good to hear you.
Marvelous. Thank you. So this time we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and obviously something that you're expert on, and that's energy and its effect on your life and what you do. So the first question I wanted to ask you really is, what's the best way to direct the energy that we have to achieve the results that we want?
Well, the word direct here is very appropriate because the direction you're going in indicates what your objective is, what task you have set yourself, and are you driven to achieve it? So let's take the word direction and drive and put them together where energy is concerned. To achieve anything, you need to have a very clear objective, which is emotionally demanding and emotionally very attractive to you. Otherwise, you'll become easily distracted. So what direction are you going, the objective, and how are you driven? By the emotions and the need and the necessity to achieve your objective. And I often find that I'm sitting at my desk or I'm out doing something and I become distracted because it's more attractive to divert than it is to continue on the chosen route. So we're all the same. The most extreme example of that is, of course, when we procrastinate, that we are driven not to do something. So here is, in summary, where this is concerned, your energy is self-made. It comes from the nutrition and the drink you're having. And it also comes from the psychology of having clear objectives and giving those objectives a high emotional content. If it's important to achieve it, that's where your energy will go.
Yeah. Just going back to something we touched on but before we started talking, you mentioned procrastination, and I think it's quite interesting that the whole field of time management is really about not procrastinating. And as I said, it's quite interesting that more people are talking about the subject of energy management now, more and more, and not just time management.
When you put the two together, energy and time, of course, those are two of the building platforms of achieving success. And there are occasions when procrastination is actually appropriate because it means that you are prioritizing. As long as you know that eventually you will get round to achieving all your objectives. So procrastination at its positive is prioritizing. At its worst, it is just actually, to be honest, being idle.
No, fair enough. Yeah. I think it's very true. When it boils down to the field of time management, at the end of the day, you just have to do it.
Yep.
But fundamentally, there's no getting away from that bit. I think some people who study time management hope there's going to be a magic button at the end that gets someone else to do it for them. But
something I would re-emphasize, which I do live my life by, is the 20-minute rule where time management is concerned and energy, because I know that in my best time, my optimum time for using my brain or my body is 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, they both get tired. So if I want to achieve something, I break it down into 20-minute chunks, and it really does work for me.
Yeah, no doubt. Which brings me on to next question I had for you. What are the best sources of personal energy then?
Well, as I mentioned just before, now it comes from the nutrition and the water and the drinks that you have, the basic building blocks of energy. But there are two other aspects to it which are really important. One is, are you a drain or are you a radiator? And if you are a radiator, you give out energy. And what that does, it promotes a feedback from other people who give you energy in return. But if you're a drain, you are absorbing energy from other people and draining them, but you're not radiating. And therefore you are actually losing and they are losing. It is radiators who add value to a relationship and add energy to it. And it's rather like hitting a rubber ball. If you hit a rubber ball, you get energy back.
Yeah.
So much better to be a radiator when you want to achieve something and be full of energy and get energy in return, rather than being a drain where you literally whitewash people of their energy and absorb it and don't use it. So please be a radiator, don't be a drain.
Yes, I think we've probably all had experiences of having someone in the team for whatever job is on the horizon, and one doesn't want to have the drain in their team. There's no doubt about it.
No,
It doesn't help.
Very difficult.
It doesn't help. Okay. Another question I had for you was, is it ever valid to be energy-less? What's your thoughts on that?
Yes, indeed. But this is really rather an interesting paradox, because to be energy-less, you have to use your energy purposefully to relax and to restore your energy. And although the Duracell advertisement is extremely attractive, the Duracell bunny that keeps on running and running,
Oh, yes.
we love that.
Yeah.
But the fact is that all of us have got a finite resource of energy, and you therefore need to prioritize where I'm going to use it, and know that there are times when purposefully being relaxed, purposefully restoring your energy is extremely sensible. So that's a purposeful use of our energy, is not to be idle or slack, but it is to replenish our energy supplies. And naturally, one of those is sleep, but there are other occasions when we need to refresh ourselves. And again, the 20-minute rule, work for 20 minutes, refresh, purposefully being in refreshment mode as opposed to active mode. So yes, there are many times when being energy less is valid, as long as that is done with a purpose.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, makes sense. Certainly, we do need to restore that energy.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. I think people are beginning to realize it a little bit more now. I see that there's more emphasis now being placed on getting enough sleep than perhaps there was 5-10 years ago.
I think there's a huge development in sleep. And I'm now of an age where my sleep pattern has really changed significantly. And I sleep for about 4 hours. I wake up, then I go back to sleep after about 20 minutes for another 2 or 3 hours. And when that happened initially, I was quite disconcerted about it, because normally I'd have 7 or 8 hours solid sleep. But it's just a factor of my age. And because there is so much awareness of sleep now, I could read up about it and research it and not be disconcerted by it.
Yeah, true. Okay. We touched on it slightly when we talked about I imagine the radiator and the drain, but what's your thoughts on the concept of group or team energy? How does that come to play out?
I think group and team energy, when it's positive, is nearly tangible. You can walk into a positive team and actually feel the crackle, feel the buzz. And you can go into a team that is not firing and it is not dynamic, and it just feels stale and dull. But here I'm getting being a drain or a radiator, and I would talk about what I call the trampoline effect. And the trampoline effect is that if one of you gets onto a trampoline, it responds. If 2 of you get on it, you get a different response. If you get 3 or 4 on it, you get a completely different response. Yeah. But what we do know where teams are concerned, that you can have too few or you can have too many. And the best size of a team is about 5 or 6 people. And 5 or 6 people on an appropriate trampoline create a huge amount of energy. So let's use the trampoline effect of working together, enjoying each other's company to get the bounce into our team.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Okay, marvelous. Thank you, Duncan. That's great. I've enjoyed your deliberation on energy today. And
thank you very much. Again, talking with you, I feel energized. As we are talking, it is the end of a long day, and talking with you and seeing and having this conversation has given me increased energy. So thank you for that.
Excellent. I always feel the same way. So yeah, that's great.
Super.
Marvelous. Okay, till the next
Okay.
time.
Thank you very much, Fraser.
Thanks, Duncan.
Bye now.